Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at ChoosePrimavera.com. That's ChoosePrimavera.com.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
That it is. On one of the best sports days of the year, we welcome you in to not just the Thursday edition of the lunch break, the night one of the 2026 NFL Draft edition of the lunch break right here on KDUS AM 1060. Maybe you're hanging out with us on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, or you're watching us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. It is Chris Schubert. Producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. It is here. The NFL Draft just a couple of hours away. No more guessing. By the time we get to tomorrow's show, we'll know exactly what direction the Cardinals are going in, and we'll know what they did with, right now, just their one pick in the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft. A lot to get to with the draft today here on the show, but we start Phoenix Suns on a plane coming back here to Phoenix, and they do so down 0-2 to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
It was better, I think. This one was only a 13-point loss, but the Suns fell 120-107 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They come back home down 0-2, and I think last night was kind of, I don't want to say it was the perfect example of what we talked about over the last couple of days, but I thought the Suns overall played a better game last night, and yet they still felt miles behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think the Thunder played as great as they did in Game 1. I think the Suns played better, but not at their best. The Suns were still shorthanded last night. There was no Jordan Goodwin. There was no Grayson Allen. There was no Mark Williams. And the Suns are just swimming upstream. I mean, that's what it feels like when you watch this team play. And I don't want to hear it about the referees, although they were bad last night. Trust me, there are plenty of complaints you can file about the double technical on Dylan Brooks, the technical that was called on Devin Booker. Those are very bad calls. They called an offensive foul on Book that was really bad, going up for a shot. I mean, the officiating was not good last night, but that is not the reason why the Suns lost. The Suns lost because Oklahoma City came out in the third quarter and knocked them over. The Suns lost last night because they once again turned the ball over. It felt like when they were in the offensive end, they didn't know what to do with the basketball. It felt like they were panicking way too much last night. It felt like they couldn't get comfortable in the offensive end. And you have to give credit to Oklahoma City because that's what they do as a team. They make it incredibly uncomfortable. They've got a bunch of dudes that are really good at just being in your face, making every possession a nightmare. And when those guys get tired, they go to the bench, and there are more guys that can do that. Maybe even better than the guys they have out there to start the game. And they have a superstar. SGA is a superstar. There's a reason why they are the defending NBA champs. They do so much so well. And against that team, you cannot make the type of mistakes that the Suns have made through the first two games of this series. And at times, it's just really hard to watch the Suns try. It is really because you just get this feeling that there's nothing they can do that's going to stop the onslaught that is coming from Oklahoma City. It feels like even if through two games, you feel like even if the Suns play their best game of basketball, it's not going to be enough against Oklahoma City in the playoffs, because the playoffs, a different animal than the regular season. It's one thing to look at a regular season win against Oklahoma City. It's one thing to look at a NBA Cup regular season game where you are competitive in Oklahoma City. It's different when it's the playoffs. It's different when, as Oklahoma City, as the defending champs, they want as many days off as possible. They don't want to play 5, 6, 7 games in the first round. They want this to be quick. They want it to be painless, although they are kind of stacking up some injuries here through the first two games of this series. And they want to wash their hands of the Phoenix Suns and move on to the next round of the playoffs. And the responsibility is on the Phoenix Suns. It's on Devin Booker. It's on Jalen Green. It's on Dylan Brooks. It's on Jordan Knott to make it more difficult than it has been in the first two games of this series. Because even though the Suns made that run in the fourth quarter last night, and basically it was Dylan Brooks making that run for the Phoenix Suns last night. The fourth quarter, they were down 26 points. In the fourth quarter, it was trending towards being another lopsided blowout loss like it was in game one. Now, credit where credit is due. The Suns showed more fight in game two than they did in game one. They got it, 13 points at one point in the game last night in the fourth quarter they got the lead down to. And so credit to them for fighting, for trying to put together that run. But even with them playing better, and again, they did not play their best last night. The turnovers were once again a problem. It just feels like it is too much to overcome for this Phoenix Suns team right now. And it just feels like everything has to go perfect for them, while Oklahoma City feels like they're just having another day out at the basketball court. It just feels way too easy for them right now. And it feels like everything is difficult for the Suns. And so now they come back home. Now, if you want to be the glass half full person, series doesn't start until somebody wins a road game. Oklahoma City, they just held serve. Although when you go down 0-2, you don't usually come back from 0-2. And the Suns look very mismatched. They look very overmatched in the first two games of this series. And I predicted that they would either win last night or game three, the first game at home. I don't know if I feel as strong about that prediction with what I've seen last night and over these first two games. But there is still at least two more to go. The series hasn't really officially started yet in most people's minds. But you got to play a lot better than you played in the first two games of the series. You made an incremental jump to playing better last night, but it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough. And despite you playing really hard and seemingly being in the game for most of it, you said it best. Everything feels really hard for the Suns right now. Getting a simple look or bucket or shot off feels extremely difficult. You said this in the morning meeting. They feel like they're swimming upstream without a paddle as the Oklahoma City Thunder come the other way down the river in an inner tube with a pina colada in hand.
The analogy that I used is that the Suns feel like they're drowning in the river swimming upstream, where Oklahoma City feels like they're in the lazy river at the local water park and they're in the tube with a couple of pina coladas. Like, that's what it feels like when you watch this game. These two teams are playing the same game and they're in the same series, but it feels like two very different basketball games. It feels like everything is easy for Oklahoma City, and it feels like everything is difficult for the Phoenix Suns. It just feels like everything is hard. And they're going to have to try to find a way to play better in game three, and maybe they get some reinforcements that help them with that. I mean, maybe they get Jordan Goodwin back. I got to tell you, that I feel for a lot of the Suns players and Jordan Knott and the coaching staff right now with just how sideways it's gone basically since the end of February. Who I feel terrible for right now is Grayson Allen. I mean, this dude has to suit up. He knows he's not playing. At least Mark Williams is in his jeans. He's got his jacket on. He knows he's not playing. Grayson Allen has to sit there. And he has to sit there in the sweatpants and the Suns pullover knowing that he can't play, that he can't help. It's actually probably worse for him that he's in uniform. But we know he's not checking into the game. We know he's not participating. Mark Williams, at least, sitting there in jeans with his jacket, you know he's not playing. Grayson Allen has to sit there in his, warm-up suit.
And think he could get in the game.
And you just know he's not getting into the game because they say he's available in emergencies only. And yes, because I've already seen it over on the YouTube. No Rasheer Fleming last night. I mean, do you want me to get angry about it? I mean, I could.
I don't know what to say anymore.
I could scream. I could rant. But I don't want to do that because I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
And nothing they do anymore surprises me.
We've been having, how long have we had this conversation about, hey, could you play Kaman Malawach and Rasheer Fleming more? How long have we had the conversation? Since at least the middle of March, if not longer. At least since the middle of March. Jordan Ott doesn't trust Rasheer Fleming. He doesn't think Rasheer Fleming, at this stage of Rasheer Fleming's career, at this stage of the Suns season, he doesn't feel like Rasheer Fleming is a net positive for them. Now, in fairness, he only played 8 guys last night, so you could find more minutes, but Royce O'Neal was good last night, and so you're going to ride the hot hand, so it makes it more difficult because who's Fleming going to go in for? Brooks was playing well. You're not going to take him out, so it's kind of an awkward fit, but I'm not going to scream and rant and rave about something that, I'm sorry, I've just come to terms with. I've accepted that we are not going to see Jordan Ott make this adjustment. It's just not going to happen. He is going to... Now, again, I don't even know if fully healthy the Suns can match up size-wise with Oklahoma City, with the 2 centers.
I don't think they can. I really don't think they can.
So it may not matter. There may be nothing that you can do. But, man, it just feels like there are so many possessions where Oklahoma City is missing shots. They're getting offensive rebounds. They're turning those offensive rebounds into extra possessions. And then the Suns go down the floor. They take one shot. It's into Chet Holmgren's hands, and Oklahoma City is off in the other direction. And that's what it feels like you're watching. I mean, last night, the Thunder had 22 points off of turnovers. I think it was 22-9.
Correct.
The points off of turnovers department. You're not going to win a basketball game that way.
You're never going to win a basketball game that way. You will never, ever win a basketball game that way. And despite them looking better and despite them being way closer in this game than they were in game 1, somehow they turned the ball over still a considerable amount. And I just don't really know what to do with this because, yeah, they played well. I don't want to say they played well. They played better. They didn't play well. That's right.
Night.
Like they're still not playing like the team they're going to. How about this? They played well for them for what we've seen out of the last 2 months. Suns basketball.
Oh, I don't know. I think I can find games where they played better. Within the
better,
last
sure,
couple of weeks.
But it's been a bad stretch, and I mean it is carried over.
I mean, you lose the game last night, what, by 13 points?
Correct.
The point differential and points off of turnovers was 13 points. I know it's not that easy, but if you want to just look at one statistic.
You circle that, right?
Like, you cannot give away. I said it before the series. Not against this team. You can't give away extra possessions.
You're just never going to get away with it against the defending NBA champions who, let's face it, have been the best team in basketball for over 2 years.
Especially because as a team, we don't trust them to be good on the offensive glass.
No.
If they were giving away turnovers, but they were getting second and third chances, maybe that can even out over the course of a game. Again, you've got to be able to clean up the turnovers, but maybe that's your balancing act. You're turning the ball over and you're getting crushed in the rebounding department.
They don't have the size.
That's a recipe for disaster.
A complete recipe for disaster.
And so now I think the question is, are they going to be able to win a game in this series? Are they going to be able to win one of the 2 games here in Phoenix to make sure that this isn't a sweep? I mean, that's where I'm at right now.
I don't think so, but
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for thinking that.
As well, I don't. What can we actually see? Like, they could turn the ball over less. I think they could have a fine game, turnovers wise, and still not win this game. They're not going to get second chance opportunities on the offensive glass. They don't shoot the ball well enough. They don't get enough open looks. And you watch Oklahoma City come down, and I know we said it feels like a different game, but they just feel more fluid. They feel faster. They feel better in every aspect of the game. And when you look at this team, where are we going to get nitpicky and say they're bad? Is it one piece of their game that they don't do better than everybody else?
I want to touch on something that Brian just said over on the YouTube chat, because I think it's an interesting point, but I don't fully agree with it. He said, quote, "I know you have a radio show to run, but the Suns are way ahead of schedule. This is all gravy. I can't get too upset about anything with them." I hear you in the sense that this feels like house money, right? Because they weren't supposed to do this. The 45 wins. They're one of the 8 best teams in the Western Conference. This is not what we thought before the year, right? And I'm with you. But at some point during the season, it changed. The expectations of this team changed. And I'm sorry, the moment that those expectations changed, they started to play worse. So if you want to point to injuries, if you want to point to the lack of chemistry between Booker and Green and Brooks, that's a fair argument. And I do think that is a reason to not get all over this team. But I'm sorry. I'm going to end this season asking questions of how are they going to make this better?
So this is not an apples to apples comparison. I'm not calling it that. But I'm a big believer in expectations change. And the one I think we always go back to is the Lions in the NFC title game. And, we're not going to get into should they have kicked it, should they have gone for it. But the feeling of Lions fans after you play in that game shouldn't be, what a great year. We weren't expected to be there. You should be disappointed that you didn't win, or you should be disappointed in how it went. There is a point in the season when, for the Suns, the expectations changed. Since that point, this team has been worse, and barring the change in expectations, been disappointing.
I'll give you what I think is. I still think this is apples and wrenches. Like, I don't think this is the same thing. But ask a Commanders fan how they feel about going to the NFC title game 2 years ago. Do they still feel, how house money, happy to be here? Because last year wasn't great, and you don't know what the path is to get back. Like, you think you have your franchise quarterback, but you had a chance to beat the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl, and you didn't do it. That may be the only chance you get. And in the moment, you thought house money. Now, I don't think this is going to be the only moment for the Suns. I would agree they are ahead of schedule. But here's my worry. They've got a lot of work to do in the summer to fix this, right? We all agree, if there's one thing that we can agree on, that while they may be ahead of schedule, this whole process has exposed some of the flaws of this team. We like the coach. We like some of the players. But they were exposed in the second half of the season. Some issues that they have as a coaching staff, with game planning, with strategy, with the roster construction. There are things they need to fix this summer.
Major things they need to fix.
I don't know how easy it is for them to do that. That's my worry.
At times, it's going to feel impossible. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. At times this year, there has been problems with this team that feel impossible to fix. And to Jordan Ott's defense, it's been a tough year to handle the roster. But to get on him for a second, the minute they got everybody back seemingly healthy, the minute he had the chance to really make choices on who we wanted out there on the court, and it didn't feel etched in stone, I think he's made some bad moves.
Well, and again, we're not doing all of this. We're not criticizing them. And I don't think Brian's accusing of this. But I'm not saying Jordan Knott's got to go. I'm not saying, burn it all down, trade everybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying is this series is exposing that this summer is very important for the Phoenix Suns. That's what we're learning here. We're learning is that they've got a lot of work to do. We can be happy that they got here. We can be excited that they exceeded expectations, that we think they've got to coach, that we think they have some nice pieces to build around. But we can also understand that the way this season has ended, the way they look against the best team in the Western Conference, that's the team you're trying to catch. What have we learned? There's a lot of work to do. And so, yes, they are ahead of schedule, but that doesn't mean they can put it in cruise control and it's all going to work the way it's supposed to. And next year, we're going to talk about a team that's in the top 6. They've got work to do to get there. And hopefully, that's what they're learning from this. Because down 0-2, coming back home, you don't feel good about them winning a game here. You feel like the sweep could be on the table. And that's going to require some really tough conversations. We are going to have some of those tough conversations in the summertime about what this team actually looks like. And my guess right now is it's going to look a lot different. It's going to look way more different than you think it's going to. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to chime in. As we mentioned, Brian's comment, you can also chime away on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. If you're watching us at work or you're working from home or whatever, you want to chat away with us over there. Maybe you're a little nervous to call in and talk to producer Evan. I don't know why that would be the case. It's just producer Evan. It's just me. We're two goofballs that get to talk about sports every day, but maybe you don't want to do that. You've got the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, the Diamondbacks bounced back, and we got to talk about Ildemaro Vargas. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Life can change in an instant. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can feel overwhelming. The pain, the stress, and the uncertainty of what comes next. You don't have to go through it alone. The attorneys at Sweet James understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact an accident can have. They're here to help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to under the law. When you call Sweet James, you're connecting with a team of attorneys experienced in handling serious injury cases. Their work is driven by preparation, advocacy, and a genuine commitment to helping clients seek accountability and justice. Every case is different, and outcomes depend on the specific facts involved. If you've been injured in an accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James for your free case review. They handle everything for you so you can focus on healing. That's the Sweet James advantage. Help available 24/7. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-9000000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Weezer, The Gathering. Live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Illinois native, I would be lying if I sat here and said that I expected the Lakers to be up 2-0 on Houston without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Just as I never expected to sit up here and say JJ Redick would turn Ime Udoka inside out. Never mind the undermanned underdog Lakers ripping a game in LA. They may damn well steal this entire series and do it without their 2 best players. Then again, always nice to have one of the greatest ever as option number 3 to step up and do things that no 41-year-old man has ever done in the history of life. And to have Marcus Smart, remember he was Marcus Smart, and play one of his greatest games ever, and have Luke Kennard go full laser 2 games in a row. And as for how impressive the Lakers have been, the Rockets have been just that unimpressive. Somebody might want to tell them that the playoffs have begun and that this is not Powder's regular season where no one cares and no one tries, or they'll be making tea times by the end of the weekend. I'm Jim Rome. Jim Rome here. True story. I married the best person I've ever met, Janet. And not only that, but the best mother I know. So would it not stand a reason that I would get her the very best gift for Mother's Day? Aura Frames. What an absolutely amazing product. I love it so much. And more importantly, she does. Save on gifts that moms love at auraframes.com. For a limited time, get $25 off the Carver mat frame. That's the one we have. You have to use the code ROME, R-O-M-E. Support this show by mentioning the Jim Rome Show at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. auraframes.com.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? You know, Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
A 371 batting average, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs, a 1068 OPS, a 20-game hitting streak. No, I'm not talking about Corbin Carroll. I'm not talking about Ketel Marte. Not talking about Geraldo Perdomo. Not even talking about Ryan Waldschmidt. I'm talking about everybody's new favorite Arizona Diamondback, because he's been an old Arizona Diamondback. Ildemaro Vargas did it again last night. Homered in his first 2 at-bats after homering in his last at-bat on Tuesday. 3 straight at-bats with a home run. This guy has been incredible for the Arizona Diamondbacks so far this season. And when the season started with Ketel Marte struggling, with Geraldo Perdomo struggling, you needed somebody to step up. And you thought maybe it could be Ryan Waldschmidt. We thought before the season, hey, could you get more out of Nolan Arenado and Carlos Santana, right? Could Jordan Lawler step up? Well, none of that has gone according to plan. In steps Ildemaro Vargas. And I think the numbers that I just gave you were from an earlier point in the game. So let me just make sure we're all on the same page here. It's the 5 home runs for Ildemaro Vargas, the 16 RBIs, a 364 batting average, a 697 slugging percentage, a 1.1 WAR so far for the 34-year-old. I don't think this lasts. I don't think this holds for the remainder of the season. But Ildemaro Vargas has stepped up for this team exactly at the right time. He has stepped up exactly when this team has needed him to. He is 6 plate appearances shy of being a qualified batter. Let's say he was qualified. Shout out to D-Back Stats and Info for this. He'd be first in average in the National League. He would be first in slugging percentage in the National League. He would be first in OPS. He would be first in OPS plus. He would be tied for 10th in WAR. He leads the Diamondbacks in hits, home runs, average, slug, and OPS. Like I said, not Corbin Carroll doing that. Not Ketel Marte, not Geraldo Perdomo, not Gabby Moreno. Ildemaro Vargas. 20-game hit streak dating back to last year. He has been incredible. And this is why baseball, to me, is the best sport, because you get stories like this. You can't write the script any better than this. A journeyman who's been up a bunch, has had, decent stretches throughout his big league career, but he comes up right now. He's hitting for more power than he's ever hit for, and he is at the center of everything good for the Arizona Diamondbacks right now. To the point where in the lineup today, he's hitting like 5th, and you're like, yeah, probably should be hitting higher with how well he's swinging the bat. He's been great. The team has just kind of rallied around him, and it's been such an awesome story, and the Diamondbacks responded in a big way last night, and Erod didn't have his best stuff. Maybe the first prediction that producer Evan's gotten right here in a little bit on the show. He said he was not totally on board with Erod not regressing to the mean. Kind of started a little bit last night. And I'd like to make...
Did you say first prediction?
I said in a while that you've gotten right.
I was going to say, because...
No.
You have 250 wings.
Okay, easy there. It wasn't a personal attack. It was just more of a commentary. The show is on a generational run of getting things wrong.
in fairness, that's true.
Yesterday,
I got a little defensive there.
Right, that was a little hostile. Yesterday, you said, consider me in the camp that thinks Erod's going to regress. And with the way our predictions have been going, wouldn't have been a surprise if Erod threw a no-hitter last night.
Yes.
Right? That would have been par for the course. You saw one go through the hoop a little bit last night. The Diamondbacks did pick up the win. I would like to make a suggestion. If you don't mind, if Torey Lovello is listening, I'd like to make a suggestion.
Yes.
Don't pitch to Murakami. He got you again last night.
It just put him on first.
No. Because he's a 3 true outcome guy. Just don't throw him anything in the strike zone. See if you can get him to chase. And if he ends up going to first base, I think that's a win for you. He's homered in now 5 straight games. That is a rookie record, I believe. He tied a rookie record for homering in 5 consecutive games as a rookie. And you have seen all 3 true outcomes in this series for Murakami, but he's been great, and he has lived up to the billing of being an incredible power hitter, and he's been able to hit the velocity. He's walking. He is striking out a bunch. I mean, he's striking out more than 30% of the time. I mean, it is home run, walk, or strikeout. That's it. He either hits it when he hits it, it either goes over the fence or he's not hitting it. And he's striking out and walking. It's an incredible start to a big league career where he is the ultimate true 3 outcome guy, 3 true outcome guy. And he's still one of the best hitters right now in the big leagues.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He is, I'm trying to give you remember when Mark Reynolds in 2009 had that year? He's the left-handed version of Mark Reynolds.
It's just, remember when the Brewers brought Eric Thames back?
Yeah.
And he went on that.
Was that 2018?
I'm talking about a generational run where he hit, I think he hit a home run in 6 straight games.
I want to say he hit 40 that year.
I know that he started the year where I think he may have hit a home run in 6 consecutive games.
I would love to know what Eric Thames' month of April was. Okay, in 2019, I guess 2017 was the year he hit 31 homers in his first year back in Milwaukee. Eric Thames, 2017 April statistics.
I mean, he had a month to remember.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Please. These numbers are going to be stupid.
In April of 2017, 345, 29 hits, 11 of which left the ballpark, 19 RBIs, and 28 runs scored in 24 games.
He was incredible. Just absolutely incredible.
In April of 2017, Eric Thames posted why can't I find his OPS? I'm a huge nerd. Give me a second. Please hold. I'm a huge nerd. I'm a huge nerd.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I don't know why this. You ever use StatMuse?
Just add the on base and the slug. You can't do that math on the fly?
No, it's not giving me.
It's not giving you either
just
of those?
Giving me average.
That's you chose poorly.
So I chose a bad website.
How about this? I've got stats for you because I want to make sure we talk about the run that Geraldo Perdomo was on over his last 10 games. PHNX Diamondbacks put this out on social media this morning. Geraldo Perdomo in his last 10 games, 361 batting average, a 442 on base percentage, a 556 slug, 6 runs, 4 stolen bases. You can start to say that Geraldo Perdomo was turning the corner. And that day off that Torey gave him also might have helped a little bit. And because he's starting to play some of his best baseball, and he's looking like, just in these last 10 games, he's looking like the MVP that he was last year. And so the Diamondbacks go a little bit later on today as they will try to go for a series win against the Chicago White Sox before it is, a day off tomorrow, and then they have the 2-game series with the Padres down in Mexico City, right? That's how this is structured?
Correct.
Day off tomorrow, day off on Monday, out of the 2-game set down in Mexico City with the San Diego Padres, and 2 teams that are playing some great baseball right now in San Diego, and the Diamondbacks match up here over the weekend. 480
a 1276 OPS.
Thank you.
I'm a huge nerd.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also join us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, could the Cardinals wait on Ty Simpson tonight? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Another weekend means ASU baseball right here on KDUS AM 1060. This Friday night, join the Sun Devils as they start their series against Baylor. Head coach Lee Bloomquist knows that every win matters as May marches closer. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Baylor this Friday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch at 6:35 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS.com and the KDUS app.
My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade 2026. Live at Chase Field, September 6th, 2026. With special guest, Jimmy Eat World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. For more, visit mychemicalromance.com.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
Right now at Mark Kia in Scottsdale, receive a 0% APR for up to 60 months on a brand new 2026 Kia EV9.
That's right, 0%. Or you can take advantage of up to $10,000 dealer bonus cash on the 2025 Kia EV6. If rising gas prices got you down, just think of how much you'll save on fuel costs by switching to an EV.
Go to markkia.com to see our full inventory of electric vehicles. The name to remember, Mark Kia, Mark Kia. 1667 per thousand borrowed. Offer expires May 4th, 2026.
Hey, it's Bodie and Victoria, owners of NewACUnit.com.
In Arizona, it hits 100 degrees and suddenly AC prices magically go up.
We don't play that game at NewACUnit.com.
Even with manufacturers raising prices this year, we've used our buying power to keep your costs down.
And the price you see online, that includes everything. Unit, install, delivery, no surprises.
Just a smarter, more affordable way to stay cool at NewACUnit.com.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, NewACUnit.com.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but Northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
You know, maybe shame on us that it's the third segment of the show and it's the first time we're talking about the NFL draft.
You know, I didn't want to say anything in the morning meeting, but when you pitched those first 2 segments, I was thinking,
okay,
are we a little late on the draft? But then I had this in my mind. If we just get those out of the way, we can worry about the draft. We had to talk about the Suns. That was obviously going to be the open.
Right.
They played a playoff game.
They lost a playoff game.
We needed to talk about Ildemaro Vargas. Because guess what? When you have a month like Ildemaro Vargas is having in April, you had to touch on that. But
I was kind of boxed in. We were boxed in as a show.
Boxed in.
We had nowhere to go.
We had nowhere to go.
Suns had to be the daily special. And if by the Diamondbacks also play early today. So the later I go into this show.
So you had to get done early because the D-backs, if I'm not wrong, start in an hour.
I think it's a
12:40 start?
12:40 start today.
So we start in an hour.
I don't want to do that in hour number 2 of the program. So it had to be an hour 1 segment. We're going to do a Take a Note Thursday NFL Draft Edition today. Boy, do I have some good ones. These are all draft related.
Can I be honest with you? I had a really tough time today.
Really? I've got some good predictions.
It's not that, actually. It's not my biggest issue.
You have too many of them.
No, it's the Take a Note Thursday into buy or sell.
That's a lot of work for you.
Well, it's not that. It's that it's a lot of overlap.
You got to be careful.
Because I didn't want to overlap my take with then giving that to you in buy or sell.
Fair. That's fair.
So I did struggle with that this morning. I had to organize a lot of that.
We are going to, in the last non-leftover segment of the show, so this is going to be at 12:30, and don't hold me to that because we're probably not going to be on time. We're going to give you a roundup of the latest mock drafts, like the latest mock drafts from those people that you just pay attention to in this space. And so we're going to come back to this Matt Miller mock draft later on in the show. But Matt Miller put out a mock draft today on ESPN, and Jeremy Fowler helped him with this. So Miller made the pick, and then Fowler, who's an NFL insider reporter for ESPN, added his intel, stuff he's hearing about, whether it's the player that was selected or the team that was selected. So again, we're going to get back to what Miller did in this mock draft. But when talking about the Cardinals and taking Ty Simpson, because Miller has them doing that in this mock, I want to read to you Fowler's intel in one sentence in particular. Quote, Arizona seems to be gauging whether it needs to move up to get Simpson or whether he'll be available with its second round pick, end quote. This confuses me. This has always confused me about this. Because I don't know if we can live in the two realities that sentence leads us to. Because the two realities are the Cardinals like Ty Simpson a lot, and they think they might need to trade up for him. Like they want to make sure they get him. But they're also considering, maybe we just wait until 34. If you love him, if you're thinking about trading up for him, why on earth would you entertain the idea or entertain the risk of the Jets taking him at 33 or a team jumping you at 34 to get him at pick 32 or 31 or 30, right? If you love him and you're thinking about, we might need to move up to get him, that means you like him enough. You love him enough. Words I've seen used this week about the Cardinals and their level of interest in Ty Simpson. They've liked him since December. They've been impressed with him throughout this process, right? So if you're considering moving up for him because you want to make sure you get your guy, why on earth would you also entertain the idea of going, you know what? Let's just wait this out. Maybe he'll be there at 34. What's the risk? Let's just see how it plays out. Does that make sense to you? Does that sound like it matches with the level of interest we've heard the Cardinals have in Ty Simpson? Honestly, the level that we've heard, the connection between Ty Simpson and the Cardinals actually would make more sense for them to take him at 3 than it is for them to try to wait for him at 34. I'm not advocating for it. I'm not saying that's what they should do. But the level of connections that we've had between Ty Simpson and the Cardinals, Schefter saying, yeah, that feels like what's going to happen. They're going to end up with Ty Simpson. Spoiler alert, a lot of mock drafts we're going to talk about in hour number 2 of the program that have them getting Ty Simpson. Like Ty Simpson, very popular pick for the Cardinals. A lot of people on the day of the draft, their last chance to do a mock draft, they're predicting Ty Simpson to the Cardinals. All of that, you're telling me they're going to sit back and just say, you know what, I'll just wait. It's okay. If we miss on him, we miss on him. I have never been able to square those things together. It doesn't make any sense. It's never made sense. If they love him, they're not going to sit back and hope the Jets don't take him at 33.
It makes zero sense. I don't understand why they would do that at all.
Makes zero sense.
I
how can at the same time they love him as much as they reportedly do, but they're okay with rolling the dice? Now, it makes perfect sense for the two people on this show to say, we kind of like Ty Simpson. We like the idea of Ty Simpson. And so, if he's there at 34, we'll take him. And that's been our long-standing stance on this since basically the beginning of the year, that we can see why Ty Simpson would make sense. We see why he's a fit in this system, but our reservations lead us to believe we're only going to do it if there's an opportunity to do it at 34 or maybe a small trade up. But we don't love him, run to the podium, take him early, trade down with the Cowboys, take him at 12 or 20. We have never been champions of that idea. We've been champions of, it would be nice to get Ty Simpson. But that's not what the Cardinals, at least from the public reporting, that's not what it feels like their situation is. So I think this idea of them waiting on him is just so foolish. If they get Ty Simpson tonight, it is not going to be because let me rephrase, because I said tonight. If they get Ty Simpson, it's not going to be because he's the second pick tomorrow night. Ty Simpson will be an Arizona Cardinal by the end of tonight if he is going to be a Cardinal.
That's what I seem.
They are not taking any chances.
I don't know how. I guess the only reason you put that out there, or the only reason that gets out there, is to say, hey, we're not guaranteed to trade up.
Okay. I tried to workshop what I think is a good analogy to this whole, they really like him, but, they may be trying to gauge whether or not they can get him at 34. You need a new car. And I'm workshopping this. We may have to, adjust this on the fly, but you're trying to get a new car. You go to the dealership and you know exactly what car you want, what model you want, what color you want. That's the car for me. You don't walk in and go, hey, you know what? We'll let all these other guys go first. Everybody else, they can take a test drive of the car. You know that they have the car. You know it's there. You see it on the showroom floor, but you're like, you know what? I'll let those guys go first because maybe they won't like it, and then I can get a better deal because these guys want to move this out of the showroom.
It's like buying a house and having everybody put in an offer before you and then say, oh, okay, we'll put in ours.
If I know exactly what car I want and I love the car, I'm not just like, you know what, I like this model and this model, so I'm going to go down to the dealership. I'm going to test drive a couple. I'm going to see which one I like because I don't really know, right? That's how we feel about Ty Simpson. I could be convinced, but I don't know. I gotta see. The Cardinals, from all the reporting that we've seen, they know the model, the color, they know the add-on packages that they want. They want to sign on the dotted line for the car. They're just going to let other people take it for a test drive first. They're going to let other people potentially jump them in line. I'm sorry, those two things don't work together. So either they don't like him as much as it is being portrayed, and so they'll just take him at 34 and they're not really committed. And I don't think that's the case. Or they really love him and this is all foolish because he's going to be taken in the first round. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't think they can sit back and wait. I think that because if you love him so much, you wouldn't risk it. You wouldn't risk it. The Giants played this game last year. It worked out. They were able to get Jackson Dart. But guess what? It may not work out. If you love him and you take Jeremiah Love, Arvell Reese, David Bailey, you take, Ruben Bain, you take anybody at number 3 that isn't Ty Simpson, and you just sit back and you just want to roll the dice on him being there at 34, but you love him. You think he's your franchise quarterback. You think he's a perfect fit. Mike LaFleur is pounding the table for Ty Simpson, and you're just going to sit back and wait. You're a terrible organization. Organizational malpractice to do that. That's why those two things don't work in my mind. I can't get there.
I don't understand how you can love a player and the difference between loving an offensive lineman and saying, okay, if he's there, that's the guy we're going to take. We're certainly, we don't have the assets to move up. There's a couple other guys we really like in this draft. Yeah, he's maybe our top guy, but if it doesn't come to us, whatever. That's not what this is. This is the quarterback drop-off from Ty Simpson to the next guy is so large that it's larger it's larger than Mendoza to Simpson than it is from Simpson to the next guy.
Yeah,
I flip it. And you are in a position where you're going to take a quarterback. The whole world has reported you will take a quarterback.
Yeah.
And now you have been out there saying you like this guy since December, since before he played in a college football playoff game. You didn't love him at 15 starts. You loved him at 13. And now you are more upset. You're upsetting the world saying, well, if he's there, we'll take him. So what is it? Because you've lied through your teeth at some point during this process.
Well, or everybody has just missed on this. Like their assumption that Ty Simpson is going to be a Cardinal is just
completely wrong.
So off base.
I'd be
floored. I'd be floored.
This has been reported by every known draft guy from around football. This isn't, just Daniel Jeremiah. This isn't just Mel Kiper.
Oh, no, trust me. We'll tell you in hour number 2 how many people it is. So, again, I just don't think there's a world where they take him at 34. 480-864-1060, the phone number. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is a rapid-fire edition of a Take a Note Thursday draft version. We'll do it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him. Number two,
so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it, let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Psychedelic Furs are back, live. May 28th, 7:30 p.m. at the Celebrity Theater. The Psychedelic Furs. Playing all the hits with special guests. We Are Scientists. Tickets on sale now at celebritytheater.com. The Psychedelic Furs, brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
Every business has a purpose to inspire, a purpose to innovate, a purpose to serve. At SRP, our purpose is to power yours. From rebates for energy-efficient upgrades to money-saving programs, we help businesses of all sizes find reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy solutions. Discover the possibilities at savewithsrpbiz.com.
Big fat news. Del yeah. Big Fat Tacos are back at Del Taco. Get these toasty flatbread tacos with seasoned beef, grilled chicken, or carne asada steak. Right now, grab 2 grilled chicken Big Fat Tacos for just $6 small. Need a little something extra? For a limited time, score Del's classic snack tacos with seasoned beef and fresh house grated cheddar for just 59 cents each. Only at Del Taco. Price and participation may vary.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
All right, we got to do this quick, producer Evan. No surprise that the segment we went over the most on was the NFL draft one.
My bad.
No, I'm not surprised.
That one's on me.
We're just very amped up for tonight. We had somebody in the building walk into our office today and ask us what we thought was going to happen tonight. And we both were like, I have no idea. I have no idea what the Cardinals are going to do at number 3. And I think that's what makes it so much fun. So, all right, we've got like 2 minutes to do this. I've got 4 taking notes. How many do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, so we're going to have to do this rapid fire. My first take a note. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Jordan Tyson will be the first wide receiver taken tonight. Take a note. Jordan Tyson, first wide receiver off the board.
Okay, I'll give you mine.
Okay.
Take a note. Jordan Tyson, top 10 pick.
Take a note. The Giants will select Caleb Downs. I'm calling my shot with player and team.
I like that. I think they'll take him at 5 or 10, so I really agree with that. I also think they could take Sonny Styles.
They could. I mean, they could end up with both.
I just.
They could take Downs at 5, Styles at 10. And
I think if Tyson gets to 10, they'll take him at 10. I don't think they'll take him at 5.
We'll see. There's just so much up in the air. I'm going to do something I haven't done because in the past I've worked in the NFL draft space.
Correct.
And so I'm on social media. I'm going to sit down tonight. I'm going to turn the phone over. I'm not going to look at social media. I'm just going to react in real time to the picks.
I love that. Take a note. There will be 3 or more trades in the NFL's draft first round.
Take a note. Reuben Bain Jr. falls out of the top 10. You're done, right? You have one more?
I technically have one more, but I don't need to give it to you.
No, go ahead.
Take a note. The Cardinals will draft Jeremiah Love.
$249 pick for me if they make it. I have to buy a Jeremiah Love jersey. How many wings could I add onto the ledger to not buy the Jeremiah Love jersey? Because I may take that.
It's north of 100.
It's 100 wings? No, it's just not worth it. I'd rather have the jersey at that point. If you were saying 30 wings, I think I'd.
That's nothing. You could sit down and eat 30 wings during the draft.
That's a whole extra day's worth of wings. It's 250 over 10 days. That's an extra day's worth of wings.
No, I need you. It's funnier if you eat wings in the Jeremiah Love jersey on the show.
Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to get the jersey that quickly, but we can maybe see what we can do. My last one. This is interesting. I don't know if you're expecting this. Take a note. The Cowboys don't make both picks, 12 and 20. Somebody else will be on the clock at either 12 or 20 or both. Cowboys making moves tonight.
I like that one. Cowboys will be moving around tonight.
Cowboys moving around the board this evening. Up, down, I don't know, but they're moving around the board. There you have it. Take a note Thursday, NFL Draft Edition. We'll very quickly be able to see how well we did on all these. This will be a quick...
we'll have an answer tomorrow.
Have an answer tomorrow. Jam-packed hour number 2, a roundup of the latest mock drafts. We'll talk about Devin Booker's performance last night and what he had to say about the refs. But we start with a little buy or sell. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, choose the attorneys at Sweet James. They help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. Free case review. Help available 24/7. Hablamos Español. 809-million. 809-million. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tickhavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. October 13th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
If you're a pro, you know you need paint and primer fast. And the Home Depot has you covered with same-day or next-day delivery so you can stay on site and on schedule. Get high-quality Behr paints and Kills primers delivered right to your job site. And with the Home Depot app, reordering is faster than ever. Just pick your paint, track your order, and get your go-to color in no time. No delays, no extra trips, just the paint and primer you need when you need it. The Home Depot, how pros get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
On May 3rd, experience the hits, the history, and the harmony that defined a generation. War, live at Stargazer Pavilion at Cliff Castle Casino Hotel. After decades of iconic hits, you can watch War live at Cliff Castle on May 3rd. With tickets starting at just $45, get yours today at cliffcastlecasinohotel.com or at the Hunt and Gather gift shop.
When I was a kid, my dream wasn't a mansion. It wasn't a yacht. It was a 250cc Kawasaki dirt bike sitting in the garage. That garage and that bike represented freedom. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello. At A1 Garage Door Service, we know your garage holds more than tools. It holds dreams. From repairs to upgrades, call A1 Garage Door Service today or schedule online at a1garage.com.
A1 from day one.
Casino Arizona is uniquely Arizona. Feel at home with the Valley's one true locals casino, from the welcoming, friendly smiles to the slot win high five celebrations. Picture yourself with the coolest cast at our blackjack tables. Dine like a rock star at our buffet or Choya Steakhouse, where even the steaks are famous. Want to stack up rewards while having fun at your favorite casino? Join Salt River Rewards, and the excitement keeps rising with every return visit. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona. Must be 21 years of age or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Back here on the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert, producer Evan. The phone number, you want to be involved in the show, 480-864-1060. We start hour number 2 with a little buy or sell. A full draft edition of buy or sell, or do we?
No, actually. You want to get the first ones out of the way first?
Do I want to get the first ones out of
or
the
the
way
non-draft
first?
ones?
Yes, I do. I want to get the first ones done first. I don't want to do the second ones first. I want to do the first ones
The first ones first.
Yes, please.
The Suns will get swept.
Oh, come on, man. This is unfair. I don't want to do this. The Suns will get swept. Yeah, I think so.
The D-backs.
I didn't see enough improvement last night from game 1 to game 2.
No, not at all.
And I got to tell you, I think I'm kind of out on a certain player on the team. That's all I'll say.
Is he the superstar?
We may be talking about him in the next segment. But I think I'm out.
The D-backs will be at 35 wins at the 60-game mark.
I mean, come on, man. I got to pull up the schedule. I mean, I was not prepared for this. 14-10 right now. They're going to win this afternoon. That gets them to 15. They're going to split with San Diego over the weekend. They're going to go to Milwaukee. But I'm not keeping track of how much. When do we get to 60? Do you know when that is?
Pull it up.
They're going to go to Milwaukee. They'll win 1 there. I'll get them to 17. They'll go to Chicago. They'll probably take 2 out of 3 there. That's 18. No, sorry, that's 19. They'll 2 out of 3 against Pittsburgh. It's 21. 2 out of 3 against the Mets. 23. They'll go to Texas. Maybe just win 1 there. 24. 2 out of 3 in Colorado. That's 26. Sweep San Francisco. That team's not any good. 29. 3 out of 4 against Colorado. 32. I think they'll have 32 wins by May 25th. That's Memorial Day, right? Is May 25th
May
Memorial
25th.
Day? They'll have 32 wins by Memorial Day.
Okay. Yeah, so then that first week of June is the 60-game mark.
Yeah, but they've got 3 at Seattle and then 4 against the Dodgers. I need 3 wins there. 3 out of that 7 to get to 35. That's tough, but I'll be optimistic.
Bye. One or more teams.
They're playing great. Great baseball.
They are. They're playing tremendous baseball. One or more teams in the top 10 will make a trade.
One or more teams.
So, I mean, you'd be crazy. It'd be more if two teams in the top 10 trade with each other.
Well, that would just count as one trade. That would not help.
One or more teams.
Oh, yeah, that would be. It's kind of cheating, but yeah, I see what you're saying. The Raiders will not be trading the number 1 overall pick. The Jets won't trade the number 2 overall pick. Cardinals could trade 3. The Titans, I don't think, would trade 4. I don't think the Giants did all of this to trade out of 5. So inside the top 5, I just see the Cardinals as a potential trade. Who else is inside the top 10? New Orleans is in there. Washington's in there. The Giants at 10.
Browns are in there.
The Giants at 10 won't make a trade.
Kansas City at 9.
So I need one of Cleveland, Washington, New Orleans, or Kansas City to make a trade inside the top 10.
Correct.
In addition to the Cardinals moving out of 3, and I got to tell you, I don't think they're moving out of 3. I think I'm buying a jersey over the weekend. That's what I think. Just saying. I will sell this take. I think if the trades are going to happen, they're going to happen in the teens.
In the teens?
I think.
Or in the late
13 through 19.
That's fair.
Dallas at 20. Actually, let me go 12 to 20. I think the Dallas range is where things could get a little sideways.
There will be at least one, quote, shocking pick inside the top 10.
What are we going to define?
When Atlanta took Michael Penix Jr. is shocking. A pick that really hasn't been mocked at all.
If they took Ty Simpson in the top 10.
Shocking.
That would be shocking? Okay. I saw a mock draft today that had something that I have not seen anywhere else, and it's got me twisted in a pretzel.
I just don't think
it has me twisted in a pretzel, producer Evan, because I haven't seen it anywhere else. And this person.
Do you want me to tell the people what it is?
This person today decided to drop this, and I'm confused by it.
Are we saving this, or can I tell people?
No, I didn't have him in the list, but Benjamin Albright put out his one and only mock draft. I think it was this morning, and he had the Cardinals trading down with the Saints and taking Ty Simpson at 8, and I haven't seen that anywhere.
Ty Simpson at 8 would be insane.
I'm going to sell the take.
No shocking picks.
I think it's going to be mostly reasonable inside the top 10. Is Jordan Tyson in the top 10 shocking?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because you've seen him mocked as high as 5, as low as 25.
Yeah, I think it'll be relatively...
He feels like he is the largest.
I don't think the draft will be chalk, but I think it'll be relatively chalky in the first 10 picks. Meaning, like, players that we've been constantly talking about as top 10 picks will go in the top 10. Like, I don't think there'll be a surprise.
I think that's fair. If Jeremiah Love doesn't get picked 3rd or 4th, he will fall outside of the top 10.
I have a take a note on this, don't I? I have a take a note on Jeremiah Love, don't I?
Yes.
It's very wrong what my take a note is. Can you read it for me? Because I think I said he falls out of the top 8.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love will fall out of the top 8.
I don't know what I was thinking when I said that, but that is very wrong.
I feel good about some of my recent
taking notes.
Yeah.
If Jeremiah Love doesn't get selected at 3 or 4, I don't think he's the pick at 4 in Tennessee. I just don't. But then if they don't do that, what will they do? Because Reese and Bailey probably won't be there. Although I could see if
you made me sit down and draw up the top 5, this is how I think it goes. I think it goes Mendoza, Reese, Love.
If that's the case, then Bailey's the pick at 4.
Bailey's the pick at 4.
Downs is the pick at 5. Styles 6 to, or you think 5 to the Giants?
Styles 5 to
I don't think they'll take Styles at 5. I think they'll take Caleb Downs at 5 and then hope that Tyson's there at 10. I think that's the game they'll play.
Okay.
But let's just say for a second, because your take was that if he's not the pick at 3, right? If he's not the pick at 3 or 4, that was the buy or sell, right?
Correct. Yes.
So he's got to get. So we have to come up with a scenario where he gets by 3 and 4. Mendoza 1, Reese 2.
Then it would have to be Bailey 3
to the Cardinals, or somebody comes up for Bailey.
Styles 4.
I don't think they're taking Sonny Styles 4. I don't see a world where a team makes Sonny Styles a top 5 selection. Just like I think it's going to be difficult for somebody to make Jeremiah Love a top 5 pick, unless you're the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah,
if
it's going to be hard.
Does Jeremiah Love get by 3 and 4? He might. Cleveland won't take him at 6. I'm not. Washington at 7 is a little bit of a worry. Kansas City may get a little antsy and want to move up to make sure they get him. I'm going to buy the take. I don't think he goes inside the top 4.
I think it's...
The Cardinals are just going to take him. Never mind. They're just going to take him. They're just going to take him at 3. They just aren't.
The Cardinals.
They just aren't.
It just feels like they're going to take him, doesn't it?
I have it when we do the roundup to the last segment before the leftovers. I have 4 different outcomes for tonight. I want us to rank our personal view of those 4 outcomes in terms of what we would want the most to what we would want the least.
Okay.
And if you want to add any more outcomes to the board, we can. But I got 4 outcomes that feel possible for tonight.
And you want to rank them
from the things we would be most okay with to least okay with.
Okay.
On board versus this organization is terrible. That's the scale.
I think that's fair. Jordan Tyson will either be the first receiver taken or the 4th receiver taken.
No, he will be the first receiver taken. It's my take and no Thursday. I mean, I'm not in the previous segment going to say he's the first receiver off the board and then say, well, you know what? He might not be the first receiver. First receiver, not the 4th receiver. No, he will be the first receiver off the board tonight. So I buy the first half of the take. I'm selling the second half of the take.
Okay, which then, how about this? This is our first ever. Then second half of the take. Malachi Lemon will be the second receiver off the board. And I'll take.
Yeah.
I wanted to get crazy for you.
I think Malachi Lemon will be the Tyson, Tate, and I don't know. Is it going to be Lemon? Is it going to be Cooper? Is it going to be Concepcion? I don't know. I don't know. I'll buy that Lemon's the 3rd receiver off the board. That wasn't your take, but I'm making a buy or sell. He's the 3rd receiver off.
Maui Noah will fall outside the top 12.
The top 12. It's not going inside the top 3. I don't think Tennessee takes a tackle.
It's Miami or Dallas.
What's New Orleans' offensive line looking like?
They need one. Be interesting to see what they do.
I don't think he falls.
I think the first team that could take him is Washington at 6.
No, I think
or 7.
He's a top 12 pick.
You think Miami takes him?
I think Miami could take him. I think Dallas could take him. I think Washington could take him. I think New Orleans could take him. I think there's a bunch of teams outside of the top 5, but like 6 through 12 that could take him. So I don't think he falls. And you have to consider somebody might move up to get him. If he starts to quote unquote fall, and all of a sudden now there's an opportunity, a team may get antsy and jump up.
Kenyon.
And by the way, that whole theory of a player starting to fall and so somebody getting antsy is the reason why I think the Cardinals are going to have to trade up for Ty Simpson.
Correct.
If we get to pick 20 and he's still on the clock,
I think then they get antsy.
Somebody's going to get antsy.
Yeah. Kenyon Sadiq will be a top 15 pick.
I have to look at the board again, please.
Do you want me to read it to you?
No. I'm okay.
I think there are 3 teams in my head in the top 15 that I
tight end inside the top 15. Now, we've seen this before. It's happened recently.
A couple times.
I will sell the take.
Really?
I don't think he's a top 15.
I think the Rams take him at 12.
Well, that would be really hard for them to take him at 12. They don't pick at 12.
Number 3rd.
They pick
13.
They pick 13.
13. I think they take him at 13. Or Tampa takes him at 15.
Okay. Tampa's done some weird stuff the last couple of years.
That's what I'm saying.
So they could be.
I feel like they're always searching for a weapon.
Tampa the last couple of years.
Ibuka.
Well, I know. I think the pick, it was the Kalijah Cansey pick.
Yes, that's the one that sticks out.
That really sticks out. Yeah. I'm gonna sell top 15 on Sadiq. Coach says the Cardinals are going to walk right into another Josh Rosen, Kyler Murray scenario. Can I share a take with everybody?
I'm okay with that.
That actually may be one of the best case scenarios in this whole thing. That's not as bad as you think it is. What would be worse is if Simpson's kind of good enough to not do that, and then you waste 3 years because he never really blossoms into anything more.
Yeah, I know this sounds wrong.
That's, I think, infinitely worse.
This might sound wrong. I'm okay with that, actually.
He says, let's say they trade up to take Simpson in the first round. The Cardinals stink this season anyway, and they're picking top 5 again next year. That's okay. I think that's okay. I'm that you are presenting that as a bad outcome. I don't think that's as bad as you think it is. That's actually a reason why you take the swing. Because if it fails miserably, you might actually be in a position to recover from it quickly.
100%.
It's a reason to actually do it. Do you have any more buy or sells, or do I?
I'm done.
Okay. Because again, the music kind
cut out.
It ran out there. Coach says it's not okay. No, of course it's not okay. You don't want to trade up for somebody and then be a bust after year 1. I agree with you. But in general, they wouldn't, because if it fails miserably, Monty's gone, new GM's coming in, that new GM's going to have a top 5 pick to take a quarterback.
Some would call it organizational malpractice, in which case I would call it malpractice for Manning, which I believe Code actually put in the chat.
He did. He put it in the chat earlier. I don't think that's a great outcome, but it's certainly not the worst outcome. I don't think that's the worst outcome. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, Devin Booker, he had a lot to say after the game about the officials, and Matt Ishbia weighed in as well. That's next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority bookings by calling our heroes over at Zero Res. Hey, it's Audrey. I have personal experience with Zero Res. They came in and completely made my home smell way more fresh than it did. And it's not because I smell funky. It's because, I've got pets, and I had family over during the holidays, so we'll blame it on them. And they came and completely helped change my winter blues into springtime cleans. Zero Res removes all of that winter buildup and lingering odors, giving your home a fresh, spring-ready feel, preparing your home for the brighter days ahead. And don't forget about your air ducts, because they are the lungs of your home. And if they're dirty, your indoor air quality is going to suffer. This month, get 3-room Zero Resified from Phoenix's #1 carpet cleaner, starting at just $129. And whenever you mention KDUS, receive a free hallway cleaning and take $75 off your air duct cleanings. Call Zero Res right now at 480-507-2419 or go online at ZeroResPhoenix.com and say you want the KDUS special.
Bob Dylan in person.
There must be some way out of here.
One night only. June 23rd, Arizona Financial Theater. Bob Dylan. Plus Lucinda Williams and her band. And the John Doe Folk Trio. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bob Dylan Live, plus Lucinda Williams and her band, and the John Doe Folk Trio. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m.
Helping your money do more means putting yourself in the financial driver's seat.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no better or more literal way to do that than with a low-rate auto loan from America First Credit Union. Plus, for a limited time, when you finance your new vehicle with America First, you'll enjoy no payments for 90 days. And that means getting more mileage out of every cent you spend. So make your money move. Head to AmericaFirst.com to apply for pre-approval of your low-rate auto loan today. Eligibility, terms, conditions, and creditworthiness apply. Subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Would be enough to earn trust. For Alabama football, it earns more questions than answers. Kalen DeBoer has been good. Not great in Tuscaloosa, but that won't cut it. Not for a long period of time. But Alabama handed him a 7-year, $87 million extension yesterday that, on the surface, screams commitment. In reality, it says something else, because in modern college football, contracts rarely mean a long-term backing. They're placeholders, financial markers more than guarantees. With booster money flowing, expectations high, buyouts have become part of the business. Just look around. Jimbo Fisher walked away from A&M with $76 million. Brian Kelly paid $56 million to leave LSU. James Franklin, nearly $50 million to part ways with Penn State. So while DeBoer's deal looks like a vote of confidence, it's a reflection of the system. Big numbers, big expectations, and the flexibility if things go sideways. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. When money's tight and you're behind, it can be tough to play catch-up. But Liberty Mutual can help you make a comeback, a fourth-quarter go-ahead drive, if you will. Liberty Mutual is clutch by customizing your car and home insurance to save you money, especially when you bundle. It's insurance built for real people with a team that works hard to help keep more of what matters most in your pocket, money. Liberty, 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 Liberty. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent, libertymutual.com. 2 words, prostate exam. Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
Another weekend means ASU baseball right here on KDUS AM 1060. This Friday night, join the Sun Devils as they start their series against Baylor. Head coach Lee Bloomquist knows that every win matters as May marches closer. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, on the call live. It's ASU versus Baylor this Friday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch at 6:35 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUSMZZ.com and the KDUS app.
Producer Evan, I got to tell you, I hate having these types of conversations. I hate when a team that I root for, a team that I cover, the team that I talk about, loses a game, and one of the conversations coming out of it is about the officiating, because it just sounds and feels like sour grapes. Like, it sounds like you're grasping for straws, and everybody puts out all the disclaimers of, well, it's not why we lost the game, but I hate it. Because you can have a legitimate gripe about the officiating in last night's game that I don't think is going to be taken seriously because you lost the game. And it's going to sound like, if you're a Suns fan, with what I'm about to say about the officiating last night, it's going to sound like sour grapes. It's going to sound like we're complaining that that's the reason why the Suns lost last night. Now, we did the whole open on why they lost. And the referees were terrible last night for the Phoenix Suns. Awful. And then Devin Booker got to the podium after the game. And he went off in a way that he doesn't go off. In fact, he called out an official by name last night. That's how upset he was at some of the calls. Saying that it needs to be looked into, said that they're going to view this like it's the WWE, that it's scripted. And then, quote, I know I haven't won a championship in this league, but I have been in it for 11 years now. So to get to this point, to be treated like that, for me to even be saying something out loud, It's bad. It's my first time in 11 years, but it's needed. Whatever. I get fined for it. Everybody can pull the clips and see where the frustration comes from, end quote. That was Booker, some of his comments after the game. Then Matt Ishbia, about an hour ago, he tweeted out something very long. I'll read all of this for everybody. Quote, I am 100% behind Devin Booker here. Last night was not a good look for our league. Let me be clear. We didn't lose because of officiating, but that doesn't make last night any less important. If the referees are going to demand respect from the players, as they should, then the players should demand respect from the referees. When a referee is missing calls and clearly disrespecting the players, almost mocking them, they must be held accountable. Nobody who loves this game enjoyed watching that last night. They want to see the players compete at the highest level. The league needs to be far more aggressive about this kind of thing. All players and all fans deserve it, end quote. I don't think there's anything wrong with what Matt Ishbia said. But as the owner of the team, do you need to tweet it out?
It is something you probably don't need to tweet out. It is something other than defensivist player. I have no problem him standing up and saying, listen, we feel wholeheartedly in what Devin said, about the officiating, but we don't need to elaborate on it. And timing is everything. And unfortunately, that's really poorly timed because you lost. And I don't care that you said, we're not saying this, we didn't lose because of officiating. It's always going to look like that's how you meant it.
And I also don't think that that's why Devin Booker struggled last night. Wasn't all the officiating.
Not at all.
He struggled in the play-in against Portland. He struggled in game 1. He struggled at the start of last night's game. I mean, it's been
a struggle.
He's been missing a lot of this postseason. Can you hit the breaking news sounder for me? I've got breaking news.
You do?
I do. I have breaking news here today on the program. This from Shams Charania just 1 minute ago. Thunder's Jalen Williams has sustained a grade 1 left hamstring strain and will be reevaluated on a weekly basis. So OKC's not going to have Jalen Williams reevaluated on a weekly basis. I would assume that means he's out for the remainder of this week. So the Thunder will be without him in games 3 and games 4. He's a key piece for what they try to do, for what they've done so far here in the postseason. So the Suns battling some injuries with Jordan Goodwin, with Grayson Allen, with Mark Williams. And we saw last night a couple of injuries for the Thunder. We got an update here on Jalen Williams, a hamstring strain, going to be evaluated on a weekly basis. So don't think he'll be able to be out there for the Thunder in games 3 and games 4. We'll see what the injury reports show for both of these teams heading into game 3 on Saturday. Okay, just a quick update there from Shams. But getting back to this, I don't like it, right? You're right. Right? Devin is right. Everything Devin said after the game, I wholeheartedly endorse. I wholeheartedly agree with. I'm on board. I'm on board with everything Matt Ishbia said. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. But it's just the timing of it. And I get it. There is no real good timing when you're down 0-2, but it's just going to come off as sour grapes. And I don't want Devin Booker and Matt Ishbia and the Phoenix Suns to be painted with this brush of they're just whiners and complainers. They're down 0-2, so they're going to complain about OKC just like everybody else does. It's a legitimate gripe that I think is going to fall on deaf ears to a lot of people. And I don't necessarily love the supposed superstar of the team who's not having a good series. The most passion we've seen from him in the post-game pressers is when he's going after the officials. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good look. And I think it's okay to say it, right? I mean, you could do whatever you want at the podium, right? But I just don't. I would have. Maybe they felt like they couldn't just let it go. Maybe Devin and Matt Ishbia just felt like enough is enough. We have to say something because the officiating has not been good in the 2 games of this series. And last night, I mean, the double technical on Brooks, and I think it was Dort that got teed up as well. I still don't know what Dylan Brooks did. And then the tech. The most egregious was the tech they called on Booker, so I understand why he's red hot about that. For throwing the ball back into play, he's trying to save a ball that is going out of bounds. The whistle is blown for the foul. He doesn't know what the foul call is for. He doesn't know that the whistle's going to be blown. He has his back to the play. He's trying to save a ball that's going out of bounds to try to keep the ball in possession for his team. And it accidentally hits, Alex Caruso of the Thunder? And then Caruso says something to the official, and that's what gets Booker teed up? I mean, I get it. I'd be red hot too. That's just a bad call. Why are we calling that? That's just not something that ever should be officiated that way. It's a player playing hard. He didn't turn around, hear the whistle, look at Alex Caruso, and then purposely throw the ball at him. That's a technical foul. But diving into the crowd to try to save a loose ball and you throw it behind you and it accidentally hits somebody? What are we doing? So I get it. I agree with the premise. But I just think it's a bad look. I do.
Yeah.
I just don't love it.
It's just, yeah, it comes off so poor.
It comes off as sour grapes.
It comes off. There was no way that this was going to come off in a positive way.
There's no way to phrase it. There's no way to present it. There's no way for you to say what you wanted to say after the game, after you lose for the second time against OKC, where it doesn't come off as you're complaining. Correct. Now, everybody in the Suns Twitter sphere and in Suns media land, they're going to rally behind this because that's our guy going after the officials. He's right. There's a bunch of calls. Okay, you may be right that your little, echo chamber agrees with you. I just don't know if that's going to play well outside of this little bubble, this little box. It's going to sound like complaining. Although there are a lot of people that are sick and tired of OKC, and so maybe it is going to play better than I think.
And a lot of people specifically sick and tired of Shea and how many times he goes to the line.
Right. That's been a narrative all season long.
So if there was a team where it could get a little bit of legs from a national standpoint, feels like it's against OKC.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't want my superstar player down 0-2. The most passion I see from him is about this.
Correct.
That to me is a little. Okay. How about this? I hadn't thought about this until just this moment. Would it have been better if it was Jordan Knott who went on the rant postgame?
Yes.
I think I agree with you. I think if it's Jordan Knott going to bat for his superstar playing, superstar pluff is enough. This is ridiculous. These calls are like, I think it actually plays a little bit better.
As a young coach, you're defending your star player. I think it comes off a lot better.
You give an impassioned rant.
Correct. I think it comes off way better. The player doing it comes off in a very different light.
It comes off as sour grapes, right?
Correct.
And there is some sour grapes if it's the coach, right? That's
certainly
still no
you're
what.
still going to feel that way, even if it's Jordan Knott. But you feel less about that and more about him defending his guy. With it being just Devin Booker, it feels like sour grapes and only sour grapes.
We'll see if Game 3 is officiated any differently. We'll see what it looks like over the weekend. 480-864-1060 is the phone number. You want to get your last draft predictions in for tonight, your last thoughts on what the Cardinals might do, that's the phone number, 480-864-1060. You can also chat away with us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, how about a roundup of all of the latest mock drafts, and we give you what our ideal scenario is tonight for the Cardinals with the number 3 overall pick. We do it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Chicago, Stick, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits. Your kind of tour.
Today's letter is A. A is for affordability. A is for attainable, accessible, and adding a Toyota to your driveway. For afternoon errands, AM commutes, and adventures across the valley. For carpools and coffee runs, weekend plans, and all the miles ahead. Across the lineup, these are the A's that add up. Toyota, the A in affordability. Right now, get 4.99% for 72 months on a new 2026 Camry or Corolla. Or get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on Tundra. Or 3.99% for 60 months on Tacoma. See your Valley Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. 4.99% financing with $1,887 for 1,000 bar for 60 months. 2.99% financing with $1,519 for 1,000 bar for 72 months. 3.99% financing with $1,841 for 1,000 bar for 60 months. Zero down payment if you qualify. Offers exclude TRD Pro models and N5426. See dealer for details.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores. Or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Come see us at Mark Mazda Scottsdale. Right now, you can receive 2.9% financing for up to 72 months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the brand new 2026 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Tom Izzo, Michigan State head basketball coach.
I've had more than a couple job offers in the NBA and looked at one last year with Phoenix, and my former player, Matt Ispia. And that was hard. That was a hard thing to turn down because, number one, I kind of wanted to go with him. Number two,
so they offered you the head coaching job?
Well, we talked seriously about it. Let's say that.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
I figured to wrap up the non-leftovers portion of the show that we would give you the latest on all of the people in the NFL draft space that we all flock towards, right? We mock drafts that we read because they know something or they've done the homework on these players, and so they have a pretty good idea of where they're going to go, and we like to see where they're at. So I compiled 6 mock drafts. And boy, there's an overwhelming trend here. Dane Brugler, in his final mock draft today, had the Cardinals taking Jeremiah Love with the number 3 overall pick. Jeremiah Love, his second overall player. He had them taking Jeremiah Love. He did not have them trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson, just Jeremiah Love at number 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. Field Yates, that mock draft, or one of the 2 mock drafts we mentioned earlier in the show, he had the Arizona Cardinals taking both Jeremiah Love and Ty Simpson. Matt Miller, his mock draft today, he had the Arizona Cardinals taking Arvell Reese at number 3, and then he had them swinging back around at pick number 28 to get Ty Simpson. So another mock draft with them taking both, getting Simpson and another player. Peter Schrager, we mentioned his mock draft yesterday. Jeremiah Love at 3, Ty Simpson at 32. Todd McShay, the latest mock draft that I've seen from him, updated 10 hours ago, so I don't know if he has another one in there, had them taking Arvell Reese at 3, and he had Ty Simpson going 13 to the Rams. You then had Mel Kiper. He had the Cardinals taking Arvell Reese at 3, trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson. Brendan Donahue, who works for Warren Sharp's football analysis, has been one of the most accurate mock drafters over the last couple of years. He had the Cardinals taking Arvell Reese at 3 and Ty Simpson at 32. A lot of the Cardinals making a pick at 3, trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson. But you've seen 3 players. Jeremiah Love or Arvell Reese at 3, and Ty Simpson in the back part of the first round. That's it. There's no David Bailey on here in any of these mock drafts. And I didn't cherry pick. I picked names that are well-known, and I picked somebody who's a very respectable, accurate mock drafter over the last couple of years. Arvell Reese or Jeremiah Love at 3. And there's a world where it's just Jeremiah Love on the clock at 3. And then trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson. So, producer Evan, I want to present you with these 4 choices. And I want us to decide which of these we're most comfortable with. Would you rather just Jeremiah Love, just Arvell Reese and Ty Simpson, Jeremiah Love and Ty Simpson? Those 4 options. Just Love, just Reese and Simpson, Love and Simpson.
I think the answer is Reese and Simpson for me.
So you do want them to end tonight with Ty Simpson on their roster?
I think so. If everything that they have said is true, how does it not feel like a complete mismanagement if they don't walk away tonight with Ty Simpson?
I'm just saying, I'm asking you what you would prefer. Maybe you just want Arvell Reese at 3 and you're good. Not what you think they're going to do, what you would do.
Arvell Reese at 3 and move on.
Just Arvell Reese at 3. Don't trade back into the first round. Don't use up any more draft capital.
I think if you could have my perfect scenario, it would be Arvell Reese at 3 out of those 4. Move on. If Ty Simpson's there at 34, we'll take him.
I will tell you which option I want to rank last. Just Jeremiah Love at 3. I think that's the worst of these 4.
That's the worst.
I think a step above that, for me, is Reese and Simpson. And then I think it's Love and Simpson, and then it's just Reese for me at number 1. I'm with you. I wouldn't trade up significantly to get Ty Simpson. I would take Reese at 3. And again, I can do this because I have said I'm not super in love with Ty Simpson. I would take Reese at 3 if he's on the board. And then if Simpson is on the board and available at 34, I would strongly consider it there. Because there's a difference between just taking him at 34 in the top
I would
of the second
totally
round.
take him there.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how real that is.
But if I'm taking Love at 3, I want it to be with Ty Simpson. I don't want it to just be Love on his own.
Correct. I totally
So
agree.
if they're going to take Love at 3, then I think they need to move back into the first round to get Simpson. That's why I had that at number 2. And then if they really want Ty Simpson, I have my next thing is Reese and Simpson. I love Arvell Reese as a player. Reese and Love are Dan Brugler's players number 1 and number 2. So in all of these scenarios, you're getting one of those 2 players. By the way, the worst case scenario on this whole thing is they somehow just end up with Ty Simpson. In some convoluted, they trade down and they take him at 8. Evan, I don't know what to do with that mock draft. It is, you want to talk about the rent that I owe this mock draft because it is taking up the space in my brain. It is, I don't know what to do with it.
It's a mansion in your head.
If you missed it earlier, Benjamin Albright wrote a mock draft, his only mock draft. I'm going to pull it up just to make sure. Benjamin Albright. When did he tweet this out? 15 hours ago. My only 2026 mock draft. Mendoza 1, Bailey 2, Reese 3 with a trade with the Saints. And he has the Cardinals at number 8, taking Ty Simpson. What am I supposed to do with that? That's the first I've seen that at all.
I don't see that as real.
And he does not think that you'll be able to trade back up to get Ty Simpson.
He thinks he's going to go that early.
Now, to be fair, if we want to pair 2 mock drafts together, and I know that's not how we do this, but let's just do this. Todd McShay had the Rams taking him at 13. So if he thinks the Rams could take him at 13, then there is a world where the Cardinals can't wait for him to get to the 20s. In
which case you would trade with Dallas
to get to 12, or you trade with the Saints to move down to 8.
8 is crazy.
I think taking him inside the top 10 is crazy. But if they love him, you know what I said, they've got to take him.
I'm slightly okay with 12, but not.
Well, if they get 12 and 20, I was okay with it. And I think we've done a good job of explaining why we would be okay with it, because you've created the hedge. You have another first-round pick. You make sure that nobody jumps in front of you. You get your guy. And then you take another good player at 20. You get 2 first-round picks. You can get an edge. You can, get maybe a tackle could be there for you at 20.
100%.
And you could feel better about it.
But that's it, really.
Again, I wouldn't do it.
I don't think I would either. It is so strange.
Coach says the only guarantee is that every team will get, quote, exactly who they wanted all along, end quote, at every pick in every round. So true. Oh, this guy was number 1 on our big board at the time. Everybody says that. I was not as excited last year for the Cardinals in the draft.
I think that's fair.
I am more excited about this year because I think there are so many different possibilities.
There's so many different outcomes, and I just think there's excitement on the possibility of taking a quarterback.
I'll tell you right now.
Whether you like him or not, or you think he's going to be great or not, there's excitement in drafting a quarterback.
I'll tell you right now. They make a trade tonight, and it's with the Saints. I may call you on the phone immediately. I mean, you may.
I'll have my ringer on.
Yeah, you may need to be ready because if they make a trade with the Saints, it's going to be the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at the TV screen from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's going to be like, yep, I see. I know how this ends. Saw this on social media today.
What did the Saints come up and take?
They haven't taken Arvell Reese.
Arvell Reese doesn't get to 3.
You and I are in lockstep that Arvell Reese is the pick at number 2. If I had to predict right now, it's Mendoza 1, it's Reese 2. I think the Cardinals stay at 3 and take Jeremiah Love. David Bailey is the pick at 4. Caleb Downs is the pick at 5. That's how I would predict the top 5 right now.
Right now, by the way, because I looked at some of these odds, you can get that at plus 2,700.
Oh, Michael Soroka striking out Murakami. Nice.
That's what we love to see.
I just look over here and I see it on my social media account. Sorry, please continue.
Right now, you can get that 5 in that order at plus 2,700. 10 to win 270.
I'm sorry, I can do what now?
You can bet that 5 in that order. $10 to win $270. If it goes like that, and you bet the $10, you have your Jeremiah Love jersey paid.
You know what? It's an excellent point by you. I would have my Jeremiah Love money. The jersey would be free. I really think that's going to be the top 5. I don't think I'm going to do it, though, and I'm going to be kicking myself tomorrow when it goes that way. But 480-864-1060, that's the phone number. Last calls here today on the program. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. We will get to them next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I work for the Arizona Department of Public Safety Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Unit. Any idea why I stopped you today?
No, sir.
I stopped you for distracted driving. Arizona law prohibits the use of electronic devices unless they're hands-free. Truck drivers see everything, except their blind spots. Cutting off a truck is like cutting off a freight train. It's dangerous, so stay focused on the road. Visit sharetheroadaz.com to learn how to drive truck smart.
Sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation and the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The Avett Brothers and Mike Patton present Avett Patton Performing Live at Arizona Financial Theater, May 12th. Avett Patton. On sale now at livenation.com.
eternal world. Twin Arrows, Navajo Casino.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun.
Twin Arrows.
The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun.
The place to come when you want to have too much fun.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Twin Arrows.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Was Kevin Durant out because it is a 7-game series and we could afford to lose a game? Maybe. I was surprised to see him on the bench. Everyone was surprised. The odds makers were surprised. Who knew that the Houston Rockets without Durant can't find someone to make a bucket? You know, Sengun's a very good player, and in years past, he might have been the guy to try and carry the load, but it didn't look good at all for the Rockets without KD.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
Wrap it up. The final show before the 2026 NFL Draft. It's always weird when we do all of this talk in the lead up, right? The days, the weeks, the months, rumor after rumor, mock draft after mock draft. I hope that you've enjoyed this process with us. Like, I hope you've gotten something out of us going through all of this together as a group, because tonight we get our answer.
Tonight is one of the most fun nights in sports.
I was thinking about this on my drive in. Individual sports days. Night one of the NFL draft. In this case, the 2026 NFL draft. MLB opening day. First day of March Madness. Those are the three that immediately jump to my mind. Of just individual one day of sports. Anything else that you want to put on that on the Mount Rushmore of best individual sports days?
I don't think so.
Like the Masters, but I
Masters Sunday. That first sports equinox.
Yeah, but that is a bunch of stuff. I'm talking about an individual thing on its own. Like MLB opening day, one sport, baseball all day. The beginning of March Madness. Just all those games on at once.
The first Sunday of the football year.
The first Sunday of the football year is a good one. Today is one of my favorite.
Okay,
sports.
I got to be honest with you. It's all weekend. I love that first weekend of NFL playoff football.
Yeah, see, that's not one day.
I know.
That's not self-contained to one 24-hour window.
Rivalry Saturday. College New Year's Day.
New Year's Day is good. Yeah, a lot of good college football on that day.
Okay, those are it. Thanksgiving Day.
Just a football? That's just 3 games.
The football's on.
Oh, Brian with a great suggestion. The NBA Cup championship game. It's a great point.
It's a great point. We love the NBA Cup. You know, we're huge Cup people. You don't love the NBA Cup anymore?
That was just against Brian. Rooster has texted in and said this isn't even a sporting event. It's not. It doesn't even rank on his list. There's a drop for this. You have the drop for this. If Rooster's still listening, for how he feels about this. Wrong.
I got to tell you, Rooster, that's your worst take.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's
that
his worst take.
That.
Now, Rooster, don't call in because we don't have enough time. We got to get to the leftovers. You have a whole hour this afternoon where you can respond if you'd like.
People ask me all the time why I care so much about the draft, and I give them one answer. Rewind the clock for me. The year before the Chiefs drafted Mahomes and traded up, they wanted to draft a quarterback. And they tried to trade up to take Paxton Lynch. Couldn't even get a deal done. Denver, trying to take the quarterback from Kansas City, jumped in and took Lynch. Kansas City was kicking themselves.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. You want to know why the draft's important? Your team, your organization is built on the draft. People who ask me, why do I love the NFL draft? I ask them, why don't you like football?
This is where you find out how good of a team you actually have.
I'm a football guy, right? I talk about football. I like guys who like football. Those guys who don't like football probably don't like me because I like talking to them and trying to get them to like football.
This is
a John Harbaugh quote.
I mean, this is one of my favorite days of the year. And now this is probably the event and the cycle in sports that I've covered the most. And I've, been to a whole bunch of different events around it. I've been to the draft. Oof.
It's a fun time. You went in Nashville. That had to be
3 or
awesome.
4 times I've been to the city tonight. And I just love the team building aspect of it. I love the chess,
the hope,
the chess strategy of if we've got multiple picks, what do we do here for this spot? It's just there's nothing better than this whole process.
There's nothing like the hope the draft brings.
Oh, there's hope all over the place tonight.
There's hope, and for some of us who like bad movies, you'll watch Draft Day today.
I texted a couple of buddies this morning, and I said, Arvell Reese, no matter what. Now, that's for my team at 2, not for the Cardinals at 3. If he's there at 3, it should be Arvell Reese no matter what for the Cardinals as well.
Correct. Should be Arvell Reese.
Coach says the moral of Evan's story is that we need another team to jump in front of Arizona and take Ty Simpson. That's right. That's exactly what you should take away from that story. Rams, take him at 13. I dare you.
That's pretty much it.
The
problem is if he goes to the Rams, it'll work.
You have a coach off that tree, so it should work here then.
It's not about that. It's more of a just because the Cardinals didn't take him, it'll work.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by everything about tonight. After pick number 1, it is wide open.
It is
It is wide
I don't
open.
remember a draft that is this open.
Yeah, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than this. I'm looking forward to it. We've got what? 4 hours till the draft? Starts
Correct.
at 5. And by the way, shorter timer tonight. It's not the full 10 minutes.
How long is it?
I believe it is 8 this year.
Okay.
So,
4 hours and 52 seconds until the first team is on the clock.
I love it. Well, Fernando Mendoza is the pick at number 1. We don't have to. We can just get that out of the way and just move on with it.
But they'll take all 10 minutes.
Of course they will.
8 minutes. Sorry.
Of course they will. That's going to do it for us. A lot. Either way, a lot for us to unpack tomorrow on the program. You're going to want to be here for it. Jim Rome is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the draft. We'll break it all down tomorrow. See ya.